All right, team, let's get into it. The external exam. It's the big one, the final boss. I know that word unseen can feel a little intimidating, right? But trust me, we're about to flip that. This explainer is all about giving you a strategy, a real game plan, to walk into that exam feeling confident and in control.
So this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How on earth can you master an exam when you have no idea what business they're going to throw at you or what the exact questions will be? Well, here's the secret. It's not about predicting the future. It's about understanding the pattern. And believe me, there is a pattern.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to decode the exam's pattern so you can see how predictable it really is. Then, we'll dive deep into the 3 skills that really matter: explain, synthesize, and evaluate. Finally, we'll pull it all together into a strategic blueprint you can use on the day. Let's do it.
Right. Section 1. Let's start by finding the predictable stuff in this so-called unseen exam. Because while the business name and its story change every year, the skills they're testing, well, those pretty much stay the same.
Okay, look at this. This table is basically gold. It shows the last 5 years of exams. And what do you see? Every single year you have to use an analytical tool like a SWOT or a force field analysis. Every year you have to evaluate using specific criteria. And every year you're asked to synthesize, to connect the dots. The story changes, but the job you have to do? It's a constant. So how do you get the marks? You follow the recipe. And the marking guides, they are the recipe. A big question isn't marked as one giant essay. Nope. It's broken down into smaller chunks based on what you're asked to do. They're literally telling you, we'll give you marks for explaining, marks for analyzing, marks for synthesizing. Your job is to make it easy for them to tick every single box.
Let's get into our first core skill, explain. Honestly, this is where so many students leave easy marks on the table, because they think explain just means define. It's so much more than that.
And the official definition tells us everything we need to know. Look at the key words: more detail, relevant facts, provide additional information. It's not just about stating a fact. It's about flushing it out and giving it context. And here's what that looks like in action. The weak explanation? Yeah, it's true, but it's basic. It's a one-liner. The strong one, it gives a specific example, workplace safety laws, and then details the consequences, altering operations, rewriting policies, buying new gear. If your answers sound like that first one, you're not going deep enough. You're explaining the what, but not the how or the why.
And hey, don't just take it from me. This is straight from the 2020 subject report. The markers are telling you exactly what they want for a top-tier answer. Describe the situation, detail the impact, and give a specific example. That's your 3-step formula for any explain question. Simple as that.
Okay, next up, let's climb the ladder of thinking to synthesis. This is what you do after your analysis. It's what separates a good student from a great one.
I love this analogy because it's just so perfect. Your analysis, your SWOT or your force field, that's you finding all the puzzle pieces from the stimulus material. You're laying them all out. But synthesis, that's where you step back, look at all the pieces, and say, okay, so what does this actually mean for the business? What's the bigger picture here?
And again, the subject report spells it out. Look at this from 2022. They want to see the implications, the long-term impact, and conclusions. This is the so what test. If you're a student who just lists your SWOT points and moves on, you are missing out on a huge chunk of marks. You have to explain what those points mean when you put them all together.
So think of these words as your synthesis toolkit. When you see them in a question, a little light should go on in your head. And when you write your answer, you should be using these words. They are signposts to the marker telling them, hey, I'm synthesizing right now.
And now we get to the top of the mountain, evaluation. This is where the highest marks are usually found, and it's your chance to really shine. Evaluation is not just your opinion. It's not about saying, I think this is a good idea. It is a formal judgment against specific criteria, and here they are. You need to pick 2 of these, like competitiveness or efficiency, and use them to weigh up the pros and cons of a strategy. Burn these into your brain.
Okay, everyone, lean in for this one, because this is a super common mistake. There is a big difference between a decision and a recommendation. A decision is the judgment you make. For example, Based on the criteria, the business should go with option A. That's the decision. A recommendation is the very next thing they should do. For example, therefore, they should immediately commission a market research report. It's the first actionable step. They are not the same thing.
So here it is, a simple 4-step formula for evaluation. If you ever feel lost, just follow these steps. 1. Pick the strategy. 2. Pick your 2 criteria. 3. Make your decision and justify it using those criteria. And 4. Give a specific next step recommendation. It's a foolproof recipe for success.
Okay, we've broken down all the core skills. Now let's pull this all together into a final blueprint you can take with you into that exam room.
This right here is your mental checklist for every single question. First, always deconstruct the question. Find that cognitive verb. Is it explain? Okay, I need to add detail and examples. Is it analyze? Time to build my SWOT. Is it synthesize? I have to find the trends and explain the so what. Is it evaluate? I need my criteria, my decision, and my recommendation. Follow this, and you won't miss a thing.
And this really is the key to the whole thing. The external exam isn't a test of how much you can memorize. It's a performance. It's about how well you can show the markers that you understand and can apply these skills. It's about showing you're working clearly and strategically.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Of those 3 big skills, explain, synthesize, or evaluate, which one is your weakest link right now? I want you to pick one, and make it your absolute mission to nail it in your next practice exam. That's how you improve. That's how you win. You've got this.